Good afternoon, guys. It's Cliffy Loam joining you on this lovely afternoon. Very beautiful day out here in sunny Florida. I want to talk a little bit about, kind of growing. When you get to tap into your inner self, when you start to tap into your inner self, and you start to learn more, and you start to increase your IQ because you're obtaining knowledge, and you start to see how to better yourself, and you start to grow, and you start to see who you need to be around and who you don't need to be around, and you're just seeing growth within yourself. You're starting to see it. Okay, everything that you're learning, any knowledge that you're obtaining, you're starting to see it. You're starting to learn, and every day that you learn, the ways that you learn is when you're around certain people. You start to see, like, wow, like, I'm not the same person like I was, a couple months ago or a year ago, or whatever case it may be. Perfect example is that I went out last night. I haven't went out in a long time. I said, let me go out with a couple of friends that I haven't spoken to about 4 months. They're doing their thing. I'm doing my thing. Went out with them. We went out to a little dinner. Had something to eat. And it was actually just me and this other person. We were just having a one-on-one. And then we happened to see another group of friends that just happened to come to the same place. And they came in, and then they joined us. So it was like a party of 5 or whatnot. And as I was talking, and I was talking to one of the person that I actually originally came with. I was talking to her, and I was giving her some advice. And I just noticed, I stopped myself for a little bit, and I noticed it's like I'm starting to give advice to them, and then it became that I started giving her advice, and then I started giving everybody else. It's like I was a teacher, and I started giving, like, the knowledge to everybody, about whatever they're going through or whatever situation they have going. And then I stopped myself, and I started thinking, I was like, wait, I'm not really gaining anything right now. I'm not getting any value from anybody right now. The only thing I'm doing is I'm putting out value. So I said, that's okay, that's fine. It's good to put out value. You always want to teach people. You always want to show people. You know what I mean? And I was putting out more value than I was actually receiving, which is fine. Okay, I have no problems with that. I do that all the time. I do that through my videos. By the way, these videos that I do are very spontaneous videos. It's just upon what I feel and what I'm doing, and I just feel like I can put these videos out depending on what I'm thinking in my mind at the moment. But I was putting out this value, and I wasn't getting any value. So after I put out this value, I kind of stopped myself because I was putting out a lot of value. I was putting a lot of value out on the table, and I wasn't receiving. So I said, okay, after I was done, I just kind of let them speak amongst each other. And then after I finished putting out this value, and I stopped myself from speaking, and everybody else was just kind of speaking amongst each other, I just started to realize, and I started to find that I didn't relate to any of the subjects they were talking about. I couldn't get into any of the subjects they were talking about. It didn't really apply to me. I couldn't get into it, And at that moment right there, I felt like, okay, this is not, there's a group of friends that I knew for a good while, and there's no problems with that. To have a group of friends that you've known for a little while, and then, every now and then you give them your time, and you hang out with them. But this is not where I need to be all the time. This is like once in a blue, hey, we hang out, see how we're all doing, how each other is doing, and then keep it moving from there, And they say good friends, they could spend long periods of time without speaking to each other, good friends, and then when they meet, it's like they were always speaking to each other, or they were always there for each other. Okay, those are really good friends. That's how real good friends are. But again, I couldn't relate to any of the subjects that they were talking about. The only thing is that I could only give, but I couldn't receive anything. So at that point, I was like, okay, I was ready kind of to go, because I was just like, I can't, there's nothing that I'm gaining I can't relate to anything that they're speaking about. I can't interject into any of the conversations. It just didn't matter to me. It wasn't important. Everything that they were speaking about wasn't important. So I decided, the night was already done, and wrap it up. But again, I gave value. I gave value, and I didn't receive much value, which is okay, because I was giving out the knowledge, and I was giving them the wisdom and the power to think about what I was talking about. But at the same time, I realized that I am way outgrown this circle of friends, these old people that I've had. So this is how you start to learn about when you are growing, and when you feel that you're growing. When you start to tap into your inner self, and you start hanging around these old people, and you start to realize that you have nothing in common anymore. There's nothing that you can talk about with these people anymore, because your mind is on a completely different page now. Okay? And some of them won't be as receptive to the information that you're going to give them. I was fortunate that some of them were listening to what I was saying. They actually were listening, which was great. They were actually listening to what I was saying. Okay? If they are receptive to what you're saying, then there's a chance. There's a chance they can get to the point where you're at. There's a chance where you can show them. If they're not, if they don't understand what you're saying, if they don't get you, if they think you're crazy, then listen, this is when you have to start saying to yourself, you've really outgrown your friends. Okay? And now you have to make a decision. Once you've outgrown your friends, what are you going to do from there? Are you going to continue to be around that circle? It might be time for you to gain another circle, or tap into a new circle. Tap into a circle where people are just the same thing. They're talking about the same things you're talking about. They're relating to the same things you're relating to. Okay? Like-minded. And they're giving value for value, equal value for value. So you're giving them value, and you're also getting value back from them. Okay? So this is how you really realize that you're growing. Okay? And that's great. This is a good thing that you're growing. I mean, don't feel bad if you're like, well, just because I'm growing, that doesn't mean I have to, tear away and, forget about my friends. Yeah, I didn't say you had to forget about your friends. I didn't say that you had to completely. I just said that you have to choose. You have to choose wisely about your time that you spend with them now. Okay? If you're going to continue to spend a lot of the majority of your time with them, then guess what? You're really kind of downfalling your mindset, because you're allowing yourself to fall in that mindset category that they're in, especially if they're not receptive to what you're trying to say. Now, if they are receptive and they're listening and they want to be taught and they want to go on the same journey as you, that's fine. You want to give them that value, okay? But again, you still want to use your time wisely. Time is so precious. People need to understand that time is so precious. You need to use your time so wisely. So if you're going to spend that time, make sure that you're spending that time with people that are like-minded, that are giving you value, and you are learning at the same time. Understand that you are growing, and you're growing, and you're growing, and you're growing, and you want to continuously grow and grow and grow. I know that's what I want to do. You should want to do the same thing. So my advice to everybody is keep building momentum until you massively explode success. Okay, this is Cliffy Long. Thank you.